Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a card from the Prisma Visions Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get you your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay, just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you, either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. If it sounds like I'm out of breath, it's kind of because I am. But it's because I was, a little bit in a rush before I started reading this, because I've only a certain amount of time that I can record this. So someone here could feel like they're in a rush. I feel like maybe rushing through something is fueling or somehow linked to some sort of darkness in your life or within you. Maybe both. For your first card, I have the Knight of Cups. I feel like this darkness is related to your emotions. I feel that there's a big message coming through that not everything that feels good is something that is good to do. I definitely feel that instant gratification and rushing through things. I saw 222, yeah. It's causing a lot of friction in your life somehow. There's something in your life, or many things, that you're definitely being called to let go, especially because I just saw the number 23. Seeing it again at 2 minutes and 30 something seconds on the video. 5, changing, transforming. There's something, in my opinion, very cleansing about the water in this image. There is more of an immature kind of energy here. I feel like, okay, so this is interesting. So, growing up, when we're born, we all start out as a page. This is just how I look at it. When we grow up, we all start out as a page, and as we grow, we're supposed to transform into a queen. But this is internally. And externally, when we're born, we show up as the knight as a knight. I don't know why I went to go say the knight of something. And we're supposed to transform in a way that allows us to show up in like a king. I saw 3, 4, 5. Trust that everything happens for a reason. There's huge energy here about change and transformation. There could also be something significant about the weather. Maybe seasonal depression is significant, but that doesn't have to be why weather is significant for you. But I'm going to draw out a couple cards from this deck of cards that I got from a box of cards that I have. I'm just going to get 2 of these. So for your first one, okay, interesting. We have trust that good things can happen for you. Focus on what there is to gain with patience and effort. And it's weird that my camera's doing that. It's probably because it's, I didn't really tell, but I'm assuming that's because the camera was trying to focus on the face. Which I think is interesting in terms of the timing. Trust in general, learning to trust yourself and the universe are very, very significant. And I feel like maybe there's a significant or a powerful personal relationship that you have with the sun or the moon, which is right there. you could have a significant, those could just be significant for you, one or the other, or both. Or just planets in general. Astrology could be something you're feeling called to get into more. And it's interesting because in the way that the sun and the moon are on my table, the sun is much, much bigger than the moon. When you look at the big grand scheme of things being dark right now, like working out of that, that's not a lot compared to your whole entire life. That just came through for some reason. I think you're really being called to look at the good and the light within yourself so you can see the light in life more. Right now you're only focused on the darkness that exists within you, but you need to embrace both the light and the dark within you so that way you can find balance between the two. And therefore be able to find a balance with the light and the dark in the world, if that makes sense. Focus on what there is to gain with patience and effort. Okay, so with the Knight of Cups, patience, the word patience almost made me laugh. Because knights are not patient. They love life. This is definitely more like the Knight of Cups energy though, where they love life to a fault, I think is how you say it. Too attached to the good and romance and good memories and stuff like that. Like mentally and emotionally though, I do feel something coming through. Even if you've walked away from someone or something, if you still feel angry, frustrated, sad, these heavy feelings about it, letting go starts within you. Like truly, truly letting go. Because if you walk away from something, that doesn't mean you don't stop thinking about it in a way that is destructive to you. I definitely feel that there is a big lesson here in learning more about your strength, which honestly I'm really feeling that you may not have been taught that or shown that while you were growing up, and now the universe and your spirit guides and certain people that will be in your life or that are in your life that want to show you your strength. And I also felt something here about reflecting that strength back to you, which I think is interesting. The idea of mirroring could be significant. Airplanes feel pretty significant here. Feels like it's associated with the energy of fear. It says, how can you change your perspective right now? I really just think that that is your main focus overall. The number 9 could be significant. I feel like there's a lot to discover about your purpose and how you can help the world release no longer works, how you can help make a difference through changing your perspective. I think there's a lot here that you could learn about perspective and a lot that you could teach others about perspective. And maybe even mental health. I'm feeling this song coming through. It says, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy today. But it's, wow. It's a song called Happy Face by Jaguar Twins. And there's something about it that feels sarcastic. Like you might feel frustrated to hide how you feel, like, oh yep, everything's okay. Just like, you know, your inner dialogue. I almost wanted to say monologue, so I don't know why. But in general, I do feel that focusing on how you speak to yourself and changing that, like speak to yourself like you would your younger self, because you never got that fair chance to truly learn the full capacity of your actual strength and what you're capable of. And who knows, maybe somebody needed to hear that. With this change in perspective, I do feel part of that is changing your perspective about life and what's possible for you about yourself. Instead of focusing so much on the dark within yourself or in the world, focus a little more on the light. Balance it out a little bit. And if it's the other way where you focus too much on the light within you and the light within the world, balance that out, because you're not perfect either. And I don't mean that as an insult. I just want you to know that nobody is perfect. That shouldn't be the goal in life, to be perfect. I mean, at the least, I would agree that the goal in life is to be your own version of perfect. But I do feel like maybe there might be some competition here, and maybe it's time to walk away from that more competitive outlook in life, because money is not going to solve all your problems. It's not going to make you suddenly feel happy. Like, if you think about instant gratification for a minute, you do that thing that you tell yourself you're not going to do. And after you do it, it's not really as satisfying as you think. So just remember, that's something that I helped myself with when it comes to instant gratification. Like, I just tried to be more consciously aware of whenever I didn't get what I was looking for, it wasn't as satisfying as I wanted it to be. So that way I could remember that it's not worth investing in. It's not worth it. Being impatient, rushing through life, it's not worth it. You are moving at the pace that you are moving for a reason. I think in general, humans are more slow moving. Like, we don't like a lot of conflict, a lot of scary things happening in life. I mean, you could argue, fear isn't even just a thing of, like, humans either. There's other living beings on this planet that experience fear as well. That's part of survival. And it's interesting because I'm getting something coming through about survival instincts versus ill intent. Maybe you need to recognize the true intentions of another person, yourself, many people, yourself and many people. Depends on who's watching this. But next I'm going to wrap up this reading by getting a slip of paper from this bag that I have. These are just little fortune things that I got from Fortune Cookies. I love Panda Express, that's why I kept them. Mainly for the readings. But this is really interesting. It says, "You are generous and always thinking of others." It's interesting because I've already had this one come out while doing this spread lately. And I feel like the biggest friendship that you need to focus on is the friendship that you have with yourself or with your inner child. There's something very healing that I feel when I say that. You definitely need to allow yourself to let go, to process, to grieve maybe, because you deserve to find closure with whatever keeps you attached to things that aren't as satisfying as they seem to be when you think about it in the moment and you're wanting it real bad, you know? I do feel something here about maybe alcoholism or addiction. And you gotta give yourself time to learn how to let go. I saw 1515, the devil energy is coming through. You gotta give yourself time to understand your shadow, the darkness within you. Letting go, I'm feeling this message like letting go really starts within. If you want to stop relapsing, even if whatever that's related to, it doesn't have to be alcohol or addiction, but I don't know why, but I just totally blanked on what I was talking about. So I'm just going to assume that happened for a reason. I think I was talking about how letting go starts within. Either way, if you want to stop relapsing, then you need to stop dwelling on things like certain thoughts, because it's keeping your emotions and your passions suppressed. There's definitely something here about gaining more control over your mind, so that way you can have more control over your reality. I just heard mind over matter, baby. So yeah, I think there's definitely a real need here to have a healthier relationship with life and just reality in general. It's time to set back, reflect, let go of what doesn't serve you, and heal. It's time to see yourself for who you are, so that way you can see the world and your opportunities for what they truly are. There's also a feeling here about allowing yourself to see the true potential in the world. Possibilities and opportunities are important, but the uncertainty definitely doesn't help when it comes to fear. But like I said, build a healthier relationship with fear and with yourself and your inner child. Build a healthier relationship with the universe as well. Don't be afraid to communicate with the universe and your spirit guides, because they really want to help you. They want to guide you. They want to give your inner child the closure that they needed a long time ago. You have the power to not only get yourself in a comfortable, stable position, but to also make a difference, especially if you struggle with addiction or something like that. I mean, regardless of your story, it's like you always have the potential to make a difference. Overcoming your fears and hardship always inspires others to do the same. So never forget that you're here for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. You're here for a purpose. And if you'll let the universe and your spirit guide show you, you can truly understand what your purpose actually is and why you went through what you did, why you have the experiences you do, and you are the person that you are. You deserve to invest in yourself right now, for sure. But that will be the end of your reading. I really hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you'd like to hit the like button to show me that is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can do so by donating through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it really does make a difference. And the last thing that I'm going to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.